I actually look like a minion. Look.
Anyway, need to talk to you about
What?
somebody slid into my DMs.
Right.
Absolutely. Is it slide or step? Which one?
Slid into
Onto
the
step. Saying that I wasn't in the centre enough. And the last, it must be somebody who likes looking at me. They said you were more in the centre than me.
Shut up.
I said, well, I'll be having a word with them about that. There's
Right,
no
get
chance
central.
she'd be centre of attention. Must be somebody who likes me.
Are you joking? No. Right.
Honest?
I don't think so. You're the one who's in the corner, slouched.
Don't put baby in the corner.
Don't put baby in the corner.
Anyway,
Right.
38 this week.
Yeah.
Big 3-8. And bit of a roller coaster of a week of emotions. But anyway, on to the topic of this week, which I think should be going back to your but your breakup, when it initial happened and the run up to it. Because I think what we want to do is like not jump too far forward, so we can go through the whole shebang of how you were feeling and stuff. Because I think the nitty gritty needs to be in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. 100%.
Let's go back to, so it ended and your life completely was turned upside down after moving into
horizontal. Not upside down, horizontal. That's the situation where I was.
We have to laugh about it now because at the time I remember it really well. Your whole life, your whole marriage, your whole everything, your children, your new home that you just moved in, and you were like, what the hell am I meant to do?
Because like I say, I did have something had changed, but I wouldn't have expected that. I wouldn't have expected him to leave, and so easy as well. Not after being together for 13 years, I wouldn't have expected him to just leave. I would have at least.
You wanted him to fight or to try or to say,
And instead, it was me who was begging him.
And that's something to come with your self-worth.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I just felt completely empty for weeks. I remember not wanting to get out of bed. And I'm sure like you and the girls had to come around some days and physically.
And you didn't want to get out of bed, but it's horrific and there's no pain quite like it is. There's somebody saying to you, or not even doing it in the nicest of ways, you were almost made to feel like you were absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part. If somebody says to you, do you know what, this isn't working, we've tried,
exactly,
and we're going to go separate ways, you weren't even respected in the way of being told anything. It was like, this is it, it's over.
Yeah.
So you had reasons to not want to get out of bed.
No.
But you did. You absolutely did, and we did it. But then first few months were tough for you.
Yeah, they were hard. Even now, to be fair, I think what I've learned now is that I don't try and understand why you did it, because I was very much like, how can somebody who apparently loves you and you love them, and you've got kids together, do that to you? How can somebody do that? And now I just think, well, that's on them. That's on him. Absolutely. And there's there's no understanding it.
And I think that's the hardest part as well, when you don't get that closure from that person. So there's no like, do you know what I've done here is really wrong, and I'm really sorry. You've had no closure or no clarity on anything. It's just more like, I've done this to you, I'm going to move out and I'm going to start this new life, and I'm going to leave you just on the floor.
Yeah.
There was no, oh, are you okay? I'm sorry that I've made you feel this way. And still, how many 2 years on, you've never had that.
No.
And when you're a nice person, that's really difficult to understand, I think, because we are genuinely really nice people.
Yeah, like morally,
massively.
For me is, and I think now I think back and I think, how did I not see any of this behaviour. I can remember having to, and this, it feels shit thinking about this, that I had to get up in the morning and pretend that nothing was happening. And I used to drop the kids off at school and then go and lie in my mum and dad's bed all day and just cry. And like I just literally felt like completely empty.
But now, do you think if this happened to you now, 2 years on, different Zara, do you think you'd?
I wouldn't let it happen. I don't know.
You could let it happen, because then you wouldn't be opening yourself to love, would you? So
yeah.
What do you mean? Like, you wouldn't be you'd get up every day and you wouldn't go back to lie in bed because you know your self-worth?
Yes,
that's the difference.
Yeah.
It's now, actually, if you disrespect me,
the
way you have,
that's okay.
That's you on you.
That's on you,
and not.
Yeah, and that is very much like that's. I get it now. Yeah. And I am like that in general, in life, at work, with anyone. If anyone doesn't like me, that's their problem.
Yeah.
And like, I know who I am, and I know I'm not the person who, someone might think that I am. But yeah, and even like cheating and things like that, if somebody's going to do that, they're going to do it anyway.
And there's so much growth, because the conversations that we have had about all this, like a year and a half ago, you were like, no, thank you.
No,
can't
thank
do
you.
this.
Can't do it. Like, horrific.
But now, like we said earlier, like, and the other podcast, like, once you learn about who you are, what you bring to the table, and sort of build a home within yourself, and you sort of then won't allow people to, and if people do disrespect you, you sort of go, that's fine. Smile and walk away.
Yeah.
Like, that isn't on us.
No.
Because, I've had it, when you're dating and it doesn't, somebody does something to you. Years ago, if somebody had done that to me, I'd be like pandering after them in my early 20s, like, if they disrespect me. Whereas now I'm like, if I date you and you do something that doesn't fit in my remit, or, then you're just not right for me. I don't like go on a big argument about it. Like,
no, because you can't change somebody. No. And that's not saying that person is in the wrong or is in, because that is how they are. But like you say, it is just that actually you aren't the person for me. So let's just thank you. Next. Next.
And I think do you know what I love? Like, and I said that, like, I do genuinely enjoy dating, and I'll tell you the reason why is, one, that I do love people, and two is because what I find is when I date, I'm sort of figuring out what I enjoy in a person, in a male, like what do I want somebody to show up like for me? What do I want them to be like? And to be honest with you, it's a real eye opener, because the more boundaries I get, and the more I'm like, this is what I want.
Boundaries. You've got like a full-on fortress of boundaries all around you. You're like one of them war zones, just full of them.
No, they're the men in the war zones. I'm just like the peace and the calmness, the harmony. But I mean, like, maybe I do wonder sometimes if my boundaries or these fences are a bit high at the minute, and I think they perhaps are, just because I am still a bit like healing and stuff, and it's you don't sort of want to let your guard down too much.
Yeah, and you don't need to, do you? You don't need to. No. It's not what it's about. I am way past dating, to be honest.
Why?
I am in my. I just want to be on my own.
Yeah, so you're not past it. You just.
No, I'm not past it. I'm just choosing not to do it. It's too much effort.
Yeah, but I think you go through that phase, don't you? You sort of revert inwards a bit, and like,
I think because I never had, I filled the void of what I was feeling with other people, and I jumped straight in a relationship and straight into another relationship.
No, Zara, let's just go back to the beginning. From the age of how old?
12.
She's never been on her own.
No, apparently. No, I haven't.
She always had somebody set up waiting, so she'd end it.
Lined up. They were there lined up.
So you're 38.
Yeah.
And I like keep saying 38, but you're 38, and for the first time you decided, no,
I just need to be on my own, doing my own thing. Horizontal. With a cocktail on a sunbed, that's where I need to be.
On a yacht. In Dubai. Manifesting it. Like I was manifesting to go to Paris for my birthday. Nobody turned up to take me.
That never happened.
Still next year, isn't there?
I thought I might have had an Eiffel Tower picture.
So yeah, self-worth comes a big part of the way you show up for yourself, the way you show up in other people's lives and in relationships, especially like in dating. You know, I never chase somebody. I never chase.
What is it? You don't chase, you attract.
Yeah, we say. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Don't chase.
We don't chase, we attract.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I always believe as well, what isn't meant for you, what's meant for you will find its way. And I'm in such a good place where I'm just happy where I'm at. Like I've obviously got my boys, got my little house, do my little podcast, do my writing, work. You know, so lucky to be surrounded by so many people. Whereas I think when I first came out of the relationship, it's like you're like lost a little bit. Yeah. And you're like try and navigate.
You had to make that decision though to start again.
Yeah.
As in, you needed a house. You needed everything again.
So about my journey is that, you know, it's hard because it isn't, I think I said this earlier, is that it's never an easy decision to make, to walk away from your family unit and the home that has been home for a long time. You know, I had 2 boys, and I ultimately made the decision that, you know, it didn't work for us, and that was massive decision, not one that was taken lightly. And yeah, it was tough because I made the decision to leave the home for the boys to have the home with the dad, and I'd start again. So, but anyway, so we're 2 years on, heading for divorce.
Yeah,
and that's been
horrific. Still is horrific. It's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. This week we've completed on our house, what was our house, and then we now have to still complete the divorce. And it's just, I thought, you know, I just think, oh, we're getting somewhere. It's coming to an end, and then something happens.
Yeah, and I think it's hard because you've still got to some sort of try and communicate with this person. You've got to co-parent with this person. So that's like for me, for example, is co-parenting and still having contact with somebody that you've spent such a long time with.
Yeah,
is really perhaps one of the hardest parts, because for me, I wanted to co-parent a bit differently how I do see it, but I also feel very lucky that I can co-parent the way I do.
The way that you do.
Some
yeah, you're
people
really
can't.
very good. Yeah.
And I want to put that out there. Some people don't have a choice the way they co-parent, but I sort of feel like I've been lucky in that way that we still mostly communicate okay. But over the weekend, it was Oliver's birthday, and I had to spend time with him more than I would, and that comes with a lot of big feelings, because that was my life.
Yeah,
for 15 years. He was my life for 15 years, and you never just leave something willy-nilly, especially when children are involved. It's huge, and it's a huge decision that you make. And you know, when you split up with somebody when you don't have children, you split up and you never have contact.
No, it's that no contact is.
But then for for me, it was the boys' first birthdays where we've not been together properly, and so we had to come together. And I'm going to be really honest, it's really sad, massively. It's sad because that was us, and unfortunately, that isn't us anymore. And so I've had some really big emotions, but I'm okay with them emotions. But I say to my ex, nearly said his name then, that our feelings have to be pushed aside when it comes to Christmases and birthdays, where we try and come together and to give the boys a different way of co-parenting, and that they see that we respect each other, because I will always respect him and I'll always have some love for him because he gave me the boys.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, but like I say, I want to reiterate, I feel lucky that I can do that, because I know some people like really can't do that. And for me, I didn't realise like how much spending time with him brought a lot back. I almost felt like I was reliving the time that I was with him. But you know, I've sat with it, I've dealt with it. It's there, it's raw, but that isn't my life anymore. I've got a different life now. That's just so yeah, self-worth comes a big part of the way you show up for yourself, the way you show up in other people's lives and in relationships, especially like in dating. You know, I never chase somebody. I never chase.
What is it? You don't chase, you attract.
Yeah, we say. Yeah, that's it.
You don't chase.
We don't chase, we attract.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I always believe as well, what isn't meant for you, what's meant for you will find its way. And I'm in such a good place where I'm just happy where I'm at. Like, I've obviously got my boys, got my little house, do my little podcast, do my writing, work. You know, so lucky to be surrounded by so many people. Whereas I think when I first came out of the relationship, it's like you're like lost a little bit.
Yeah.
You like try and navigate.
You had to make that decision though to start again.
Yeah.
As in, you needed a house. You needed everything again.
So about my journey is that, you know, it's hard because it isn't, I think I said this earlier, is that it's never an easy decision to make, to walk away from your family unit and the home that has been home for a long time. You know, I had 2 boys, and I ultimately made the decision that, you know, it didn't work for us, and that was massive decision, not one that was taken lightly. And yeah, it was tough because I made the decision to leave the home for the boys to have the home with the dad, and I'd start again. So they'd always, you know, be able to go back to that home. So they'd have 2 homes. And I started completely all over again. And that's not because I wanted pity, and that's not because I wanted, oh, you know, poor Sarah. I just wanted that because I needed the clean break. I needed to be able to say that, you know what, I've done that, and nobody owes me anything.
Yeah.
The hardest, heartbreaking decision that I made, but the right one for not only me, but us as a family, because I think it's important as parents that we are role models, so to speak, in regards to our children. They watch what we do. They watch how we are in relationships. And they then tend to bring, you know, go into relationships that are similar.
Thinking that that's okay. And
I couldn't allow the boys to see, no, because I don't want to say see, because it wasn't horrific. It just wasn't right, and there was so many things going on. I just wanted them to have 2 happy parents. That's what I really wanted. I wanted them to have 2 happy parents because they deserve that, and we as adults deserve to be happy.
Yeah.
And another thing people always say is that You should stay for your children. This is a big one for me.
No.
Massive one. And people have people have said that to me, that you should stay for your children. So there'll be always many an argument about it, and we're not all going to agree on what we believe in, but I believe that I owe my children the best version of me. To be the best mum to them, I need to be the best version of me.
Yeah.
And if I stayed for them and they got to 18 and fled the nest and were dead happy because, what would
What are you doing then?
I'd be like, I will have then. I don't know, it's really hard. I would live for them, and I do live for them, but I also want to be the best version of myself for them.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult. So I think that should we stay for our children is the argument here, and I don't believe we should stay for our children. I think we should try and fight for our children for the relationship.
100%. Yeah.
But then you shouldn't flog a dead horse for them either, and you shouldn't show them that you stay in something, because I would never, ever, ever, ever want my boys to stay in something that wasn't right for them.
No.
I want me as a parent to show them, actually, if something really isn't right and you're really, really unhappy, you do something about it.
Yeah.
And so I don't believe that we stay for our children. I also want to talk about the stigma around the broken family.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely boils my piss. The stigma around the broken family. My children are the least broken children. We are not a broken family. We're a different family. We've got different dynamics. We co-parent as much as very amicably. They have 2 good homes. It's not always easy. We've had hard times, but I think we should bring the children up to build them with some resilience, because I never know.
Yeah.
You never know what your children are going to come across.
No.
And I said to the boys when I told them what was about to happen, and it's a really tough conversation, is this is going to be really tough, and there's going to be some really big emotions, but we're here, and it's how we deal with it and how we bounce back. You're going to have 2 homes. You're going to be fine. And there's been times where the boys have been upset, but they're also so open about their emotions and so okay about their emotions, and so that it almost became the norm for us to talk about it openly.
Yeah.
And so no, we're not a broken family.
No.
We would just work differently. They've got 2 homes, 2 parents, but guess what they've got? It's 2 happy parents now.
Yeah.
And that's so important for them.
Yeah, 100%.
The whole process of leaving a chapter behind is messy.
Yeah.
You're so vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I've had some really, really, really dark times, where I thought, have I made the right decision? What am I doing? I've had to, but ultimately I know I made the right decision, but you do question yourself sometimes. I question myself sometimes, but equally I know that it's tough. It's a tough
I can't question myself. Did I make the right decision?
I didn't have a decision to make.
I didn't have one to make. Oh, rude.
But for me, it's tough. There's nothing else to say about it. It's tough. And I speak to a lot of people, a lot of women and men who have either been left. I laugh because that's the first time he said that. Been left, or they've left, and are still trying to navigate a whole new way of life. And I'm still trying to navigate parenting on my own.
Yeah.
Navigating childcare when I'm working as a woman.
Yeah.
That's another topic that needs to be discussed. And just everything. Absolutely everything needs to, it's healing.
A mess.
We are the best mess, though. You won't get a better mess than me and Zara.
The best mess.
We're riding the waves of emotion. But anyway, Let's talk about being 38. You're already 38 anyway, aren't you? So that means you're 39 this year?
Yeah, in October. 39, and then I'm 40. Don't. Makes me bad.
No, we can't make it.
Oh, makes me bad.
Can you imagine saying to somebody
I'm 40. No, thank you. You're in that next tick box, aren't you, on them things?
Shut up, you're not.
I am.
Are you now?
No, I'm 35 to 40 now. If it's like quite a big one, you know, like 20 to 25, 30 to 35, that's a small bracket to have to be in.
What do you think is going to change when you're 40?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'll still be living my best life. Still be decorating my house.
Still in your prime?
Still in my prime.
Absolutely. Oh,
yeah.
We are, honestly, 40. Yeah, I can't imagine being 40.
I'll never be 40. I don't understand. I think, to be fair, I always thought, you know, when you said, God, I'm 39, I used to think that 39-year-olds were so old, like grannies. Like 40, I used to think was granny age, and it's really not. It's absolutely not.
I think that's because, though, when we were young, society around us were made to feel like once you got to 30, that was it. Whereas,
yeah,
I think the more older we've got,
yeah,
I think the more I try and push that. I'm like, actually, I'm going to wear the crop top. I'm going to push myself at the gym, because actually, I'm here to say there's no way that I'm going anywhere. I'm actually going in my prime more.
Yeah, you're going up.
I'm going up.
I mean, we see pictures of ourselves when we were 21, and I think, good Lord.
I thought I was so attractive.
I did. I thought I was the bee's knees with me golf club eyebrows. Like, what on it? Dead skin. Oh, like really skinny neck.
Why are you doing that?
Don't know. It's that picture today when I sent you that photo.
Yeah, horrific.
No.
But that become, like, I think...
We have aged gracefully.
100%.
I've got visions now of someone with a full face of concealer, lips and everything.
Honestly, I have to say, and you can say this, that we've never touched our faces. I mean, I've touched it, but you know, like, Botox. You not have Botox, have you?
No, still maybe.
Like, and that's one thing I think I'll never do.
Age gracefully, I say. There's nothing wrong with it. I just never have wanted it.
No,
I did go through a stage of wanting my lips done.
What?
I know.
Why would you?
I don't know. Massive anyway.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with people having it done. I just, for me personally, like, I just try and grow old.
She'll be booking it in next week. Now she's on video every week.
Yeah, I'm quite concerned about, you know, you've got to up my game, haven't I, a little bit, and this ring light doesn't help.
I still look like a minion. What do they do? What noise do they make?
Do the minions even make them? Anyway.
Shall we do a bye? Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Over and out.